Hello everyone, and welcome back to another week of Huddle Up. I'm Melissa Majeski. Today we will have Coach Camp to talk about the Blue Division title that they had won last Saturday's game against Metuchen, and we will also talk about this upcoming game this Friday of the playoffs. This is Huddle Up, and we'll be right back after this.
Are you guys ready?
Yeah.
All right, going in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hello and welcome to Sports Talk. Hello, we're the guys from Sports Talk. I'm Pete Metro alongside Chris Osceola and Nick Delaglio.
And in order to find out what happens next, you guys are going to have to tune in daily. Every show is recorded Thursday.
And remember, score some offense.
Do you know how bad cigarettes are for your lungs? You could get scarred lungs, emphysema, or lung cancer.
I had no idea, but thanks for enlightening me at least.
No problem. That's my duty as a SAD member. If you want to join, we meet every last Thursday of every month in room 307. Help me, help your friends, and help yourself. And join SAD.
Hello everyone, and welcome back. With us today we have Coach Camp. Hi Coach, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great.
So how does it feel to be Blue Division champs again?
Oh, feels wonderful. Feels wonderful. I'm on cloud 9. It's great.
How did the team celebrate the win?
Oh boy, I mean, they kept their composure during the game, which was great, even down to the last few seconds, and then just crowding the field and hugging each other and taking pictures and ringing the bell and seeing the parents and walking out. It was a whirlwind. It was crazy.
How did the crowd react to the win?
We had a great home crowd, and I really appreciate everybody's support. They were really loud, and they were just so happy. And I saw people I haven't even met before who were shaking my hand and thanking me and stuff. It was just wild. It's great.
Do you think that some people were on edge right before the field goal was made?
Yeah, I mean, there was a palpable kind of tension, but. For the boys in the field, they were pretty in control. But yeah, it was a nail biter, definitely.
Was there any pressure on you at all during the game?
As a coach and a former player, and to me, it's still new every day, and I get excited. Admittedly, I get emotional, I get excited. But for some reason, Saturday, I was focused, I was in it, I was calm. I didn't really feel any pressure. I mean, like even the last drive, I was just calling plays. I wasn't really worried.
Would you say this was a close game?
Oh, yeah. I mean, at times we could have pulled away, but, it just kept going back and forth. It was very close.
So since this was a close game, how did you keep the ball in play and score some touchdowns and win the game?
Well, we scored lots of different ways. We ran the ball. Marlon Hart had a kick return. Jack Keenan had a pass reception for a touchdown. We hit the 2 field goals. We hit all of our extra points, and it was just crazy. It was just wild.
So how will you prepare the team for this Friday night's game, the playoff game?
Well, we don't have a lot of time. We have 3 days. So the key is not to over-prepare. Because you have 3 days' time, you have to really say, okay, this is what we're going to do. This is what we're going to rep out and get good at, and we're going to live with whatever else happens. I think sometimes a coach makes a mistake doing too much, and then on Friday you get there and you really don't do anything well.
Do you think that the practices will be harder this week?
No, you know what it is? This team is cruising along, and I read an old book by John Heisman, the Heisman Trophy guy, and he said when a team's going well, keep it going well. Don't do anything different, don't do anything less. So we're just going to keep doing what we're doing.
Will you do anything different for during practices to prepare for the game? Yeah,
Del Val runs a really unique offense, so what we're going to try to do is make it more like our own, so the kids can transfer what they know about our offense to theirs. So this way, if we get a lot of okay, then we know the kids are understanding it. So we're just going to try to simplify what they do.
What is it like playing Delaware Valley again for the playoff game?
It's good because we're familiar with them to a degree. One of the reasons they beat people is because people aren't used to what they do. I think it's a good matchup for us, and after the boost we got Saturday winning, our guys are going into it positive.
Do you think that you know what to expect going into this game since Spotswood had played them last year?
Yeah, I mean, offensively, they do a lot of smoke and mirrors. Like they'll line up 10 different ways, but block their run plays 3 ways. So what we do is we tune into the 3 ways they're going to block the play and not worry so much about where they are.
Do you think that this game will be a tough game?
Yeah, they're very good. They play good competition. They play big schools, and they've been there before. So they got the state finals last year. But that's okay. We're up for it.
What will you improve from last year's game for this game?
We're going to try to be more efficient in the passing game. We're going to try to work on our tackling just because we were in position last year at times, and then we'd miss a tackle. Also, we're going to try to pull out all the stops on special teams and make something happen.
What will you do to make sure the team is focused during the game?
Well, that's a good question because we have a long ride, playing at night, which we haven't done for a while, and all we're going to do is keep the game plan simple. This way they don't have a lot to worry about.
How will you prepare yourself as a coach for the game?
I really think you have to coach the state playoffs the same way you coach a regular season and stay in the moment and not get overwhelmed. Admittedly, it's really exciting getting in the state playoffs, but this is the 3rd year in a row we've gotten in. This is the 4th time since 2009. So I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing.
Do you think that the players are excited or nervous for the game?
I mean, they're excited. It's an opportunity to go and do something we haven't done since 2003, and that's advance in the state playoffs. And if we can advance, it's just another feather in our cap.
Do you think that the team has worked very hard this season?
Yeah, every year is different, but this team has had such a strange, adventurous kind of route to this point. It has taken a lot out of us, but another way it's pushed us forward. Having adversity and overcoming it and having success when things are difficult, you get something. Somehow, something it's difficult to translate happens, and there's a confidence there.
Are you proud of how far the team has come?
Oh, my God. I can't tell you how overjoyed I am at how we've done this year. We were at a low point, and we made some changes, and the guys took to it, and they executed. I mean, look, the kids are doing a great job on the field. But, I always tell them, you row and I'll steer, and I felt like we got in the right direction, and they got us through.
So once, the season ends, what do you want the players to do in the off season?
Well, first week in December, if we're not in the state finals, we'll be lifting. So we lift Monday, Wednesday, Fridays after school. It's a nice time to just sort of decompress and relax and get back to just sort of getting to know each other, especially with younger guys. And want them to focus on their grades so they can do well during the year. And just sort of reflecting and then getting ready for next year.
What do you do during the off season?
I relax. I don't do any football the whole month of December. So when we're done, I'm done with reading football books, talking to other coaches, watching film. I'll make a highlight tape for the guys, but I purposely do not do any football thinking for a month. I don't do it. Then when the new year starts, then I start. And we're going to clinics. We'll go to East Stroudsburg. We'll go to Atlantic City Clinic. We'll go to the North Jersey Football Clinic. I'll go visit with some high school coaches. I'll start reflecting on what we did this year, self-scouting, and getting a sense on where we're headed next year.
Would you say that you focus more on teaching and schoolwork during the off season?
It's easier. I love teaching and I love English, and I could teach standing in 7-Eleven with a coffee if I had to. But for me, it is kind of nice to get back to the books. So I'm not just teaching the hero story and thinking about Middlesex. Instead, I'm just teaching the hero. So you can really devote 100,000% of your energy to the one thing. So yeah, it is nice.
So what kind of workouts do you make the players do?
Well, we have a full body workout because with them being so young, we can't overload them too much. They're still growing and they're still maturing. So we do a full body workout to give them just a base of strength so they can endure a football season. Then after that, we work on circuit training and high intensity circuit training because it's hard for me to tell a kid in February, you really ought to go out and run 3 miles. Who wants to run 3 miles in February? So what we end up doing is a high intensity circuit train so they can still do cardio, so they can get high intensity fat burning, and they don't have to go outside. We can do it in 18 minutes. So we see a lot of improvements in our off-season program. It's one of the reasons we've survived this season.
Would you say that the workouts kind of lead up to the season next year?
Yeah, it's team building. For the guys, it's about, I got to be here till 4:15. I got to see how much my bench goes up. But I want to see them work together. I want to see who listens. I want to see who cares on a Friday in March when it's nice out about getting their weights up. That's the fun part of it for me. So it's team building, and it's a chance for them to develop, a chance for me to get to know them a little better in a different setting than I have the whistle and I'm running things.
What will you miss most about coaching this team?
The excitement. I said to them at halftime, this has been crazy this whole year. And I said to them after the game, but sign me up. It has been a roller coaster. It has been a circus. It has been fun. It has been frustrating. And I think that's the thing that, it's the holiday break and I'm sitting home drinking a coffee and I'm watching, Channel 7 with my wife, and I'm thinking to myself, man, that was wild. This whole fall was just wild. I think that's what I'll miss.
So how many years have you been teaching at Spotswood High School?
I've been teaching here since fall 2008.
What's your favorite thing about teaching here at this school?
My favorite thing is that the students like to learn. They are interested when I'm bringing it every day and teaching literature. I love my colleagues because people wear a lot of hats and everybody kind of pulls together. I love working in a small school because there is a sense where everybody knows everybody and people take care of each other.
What do you like most about teaching?
I love it because I get a chance to share my love of literature with other people, and I think that's the most fun. As you know, I can talk a lot, and it gives me a chance to talk about things I'm interested in. And the trick to me is, can I get someone who admits I have no interest in Greek tragedy to say, that's pretty interesting. That's the game to me. That's the fun part.
What time of the school year is most stressful for you?
The most stressful time of school year for me, I would say, is that month in the spring where we have no days off. We are no longer in the winter. We are no longer, there's no spring break, and we have that kind of valley of 6 weeks because you're here every day and you're grinding through things, and you really get a chance to, market period 3, you have a sense of your populace. You know what needs to be done, and you got to fix it. And to me, that's the most teaching intensive part of the year, because it's a chance to get kids to go from proficient to advanced, a chance to get kids to finally turn the corner, and it's a chance to start doing some real high-level stuff.
So did you always teach English and Myth?
That's it. That's all as I tell my kids, and my wife would agree, it's all I'm good at. I can make meatballs, I can bench press, I can sometimes coach football well, and I can teach Myth, but I love it.
What made you decide that you wanted to teach English and Myth?
I was a senior in high school, and I didn't have a reading book, and we were doing reading or some jazz like that. And my teacher said to me, all right, well, if you don't have a book, then pick up the world literature book and find something you want to read. And I found some really old poetry, and I read it, and I'm like, not only do I understand this, but I like it. And that was the start of it for me. It was Mrs. Yost's class senior year, some year in the 90s, which I'm not going to tell you.
All right, well, thanks for coming on the show, and good luck this Friday for the playoff game. And this is Huddle Up, and we'll see you right back after this.
Do you know how bad cigarettes are for your lungs? You could get scarred lungs, emphysema, or lung cancer.
I had no idea, but thanks for enlightening me at least.
No problem, that's my duty as a SAD member. If you want to join, we meet every last Thursday of every month in room 307. Help me, help your friends, and help yourself, and join SAD.
Are you guys ready?
Yeah.
All right, going in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hello and welcome to Sports Talk. Hello, we're the guys from Sports Talk. I'm Pete DeMetro alongside Chris Osceola and Nick Delaglio.
And in order to find out what happens next, you guys are going to have to tune in daily. Every show is recorded Thursday.
And remember, score some offense.
We'll drive our ships to new land.
Thank you for watching. Thank you, Coach Cam, for coming on the show today. Come and support the Spotswood Chargers as they take on Delaware Valley at Delaware Valley High School this Friday for a state playoff game at 7 p.m. This is Huddle Up, and we will see you next week.